So alright guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about the block counters in UFC 4. These are also in UFC 3. So we're going to start with the most common one, and that is the block counter for body hooks. So how this works is if your opponent's throwing body hooks, if you block it and then you throw an uppercut to that same side, so say they throw a lead body hook, you're going to want to throw the rear body hook. And if they throw a rear body hook, you're going to want to throw the lead uppercut. So it's whichever side that they hit on your block, that's the side you want to counter on. So this is from the orthodox stance. If they're southpaw, you're just gonna have to invert it. So how this works is if you block it and then you input the uppercut, they cannot block that strike. They can sway it, but they cannot block it. That's why sometimes you see guys, they'll throw like straight lead hook and then they'll sway because they're trying to avoid that block counter. If you watch Martial Mind, you'll see this. He does this quite well. So right there, I had Ankalaev input some body hooks, and then I'm going to show you guys that you get extra damage because it's considered a counter. So see right there, we got 155, damage percent 145, and 51 strike damage. So it just, and that's the normal one, the normal lead uppercut. So it's whatever side you want to counter on, really. Most people don't double up on them, but this is just an example. So if you can time it, block it, and then input the uppercut, they cannot block that strike. Like I said, they can only sway it. So I'm gonna input a third strike because it can also interrupt if they queue up a third strike. So it can interrupt combos as well. So the next one we are going to go over is when a hook lands on the lead side of your block, you can counter with the lead hook, and that strike is also unblockable. Once again, it can be swayed though, so just be aware. But these are the ones I feel are underutilized or lesser known, because this works for overhands as well. If an overhand lands on your lead side, you can also block counter with the hook. So I'm going to input some hooks here, and then we're going to block counter it. So pay attention to the strike damage, the vulnerability damage, because these count as counters, so they add more damage. I just threw a lead hook right there just to show you the normal damage. Of course, I'm not in the right range, but you know, it doesn't matter. In a real fight, you're not always going to be in the proper range. But so as soon as it lands, I input my lead hook, and look at that damage. Got 150%, we got 159, 42, so it just adds extra damage. So, and like I said, it cannot be blocked, and if they're inputting that third strike, it's going to interrupt that as well. So it can come in handy. This is something I'm really going to try to add to my game because I feel a lot of players won't know what's happening. I guess unless they watch this video, but look at that. I added a third strike and pretty much stopped him in his tracks. Of course, I have the health off, so you know, I'm not getting the rocks and drops, but I'm going to show you guys a live fight after this where I put this to practice. And this is what made me think of it, because I didn't really think of it at first when the fight was happening, but this guy was throwing a lot of overhands. And I was like, I can block counter this guy. But as soon as that overhand lands on my lead hand, I input the lead hook. And look at that damage. Of course, he was low on stamina, but even when he's not, look at that damage. That's crazy. So again, this does not work for the rear hand. So if they're if they're throwing like straight lead hook, and they're both in the orthodox stance, and you try to block counter with your rear hand, it's not going to work. It only works if it lands on your lead hand. So if they're throwing like jab hook or like jab overhand, for example, like that's the example I'm going to use in the live fight here that you guys are going to see in a minute. So yeah, let's get to that fight and let's break it down. So alright guys, obviously this is not live commentary, but look how many points my opponent has. So we're both Division 20. This is a different account, because I just have 2 different accounts just because I don't always like to get messages and stuff from people. Not that I get a lot of them, but sometimes I do, and you guys know how this community can be, so I just right there, I rock him early, and that just sets the tone of the fight right there. This sometimes you can tell when a fight's just not gonna go the distance, and right off the bat I was like, alright, this is not gonna go the distance. He's gonna try to get me out of here, I'm gonna try to get him out of there, and we're just gonna throw some leather. And I love fights like this, man. This is why I play this game. Right there, I missed a huge counter opportunity. Right there, I'm hitting air because I thought he was gonna come forward. So, but anyway, hits me with a nice front kick, and I believe he rocks me coming up. Ooh, and I rock him. That was actually supposed to be a spinning back fist. But right here, big miss. I thought he was gonna go body because my stamina was low, but he was smart to it and went high, and it paid off. But right here is when I start noticing he's throwing that overhand. I'm like, alright. Boom, block counter. That's the first one. I only landed 2 in this fight that I'm aware of anyway. I'm pretty sure it was 2. But it's because I didn't expect him to throw as many overhands as he did. He kept throwing it when I wasn't really expecting it. I probably should have just expected he was going to throw it, but I was thinking, I'm like, alright, he's a good player. He's going to be wise to it. And he just wasn't, so. But you guys will see later on. But right here, I am staying on top because I know I have a striker, but I like to do this because it puts it in their head maybe that, because later on in the fight, maybe if I get him in trouble, maybe he won't want to go for a takedown, because he'll be like, alright, last time, we went to the ground, he controlled me, he got the control time, he got damage off. Sometimes it will, what's the word I'm looking for? It will discourage them from trying to grapple with you if they think that you are good on, on top, or just good on the ground in general. You know what I mean? I think right here he reversed me because I drained my stamp. No. But right there, I'm just waiting for him to see what he's gonna do. I tried to drive him forward. Exchange front kicks there. There's a spin back fist. I think he thought I was going to throw a hook or something. Right here, I'm just trying to... Man, I'm missing a lot in this fight watching it back. That's why I like watching my fights back. You can, see a lot of mistakes. He's emptying the tank, as you guys see. And he dropped me at the end of the round, so he probably stole that round. But yeah, I'm starting to get back into the game. Like a month or so ago, I really took a break from it. I just needed to take that break, and now I'm just getting back into it and just trying to tighten some stuff up, trying to add some new things. But yeah, these block counters I feel are really underutilized. Like I said, like the body shot ones aren't. Like those are the most common, and they're a little bit easier, but these ones, these are good because people don't expect them. People don't really know about them, I feel, too. I don't think they're in the tutorials at all. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that they are. And right there, another overhand. So, just, I should have been ducking, but right here, I'm pretty proud of myself. Usually, that's a bad spot right there. Usually, most guys get finished there, but I have a feeling that he is pretty low on stamina, because at the end of the round, like, he emptied the tank. So right here, I'm able to reverse him. You can see the caution side on his HUD, so that's a towel right there as well. And right here, he starts denying a lot of things. I think he even I think he reverses me as well. So I think he was trying to prove a point, like, all right, motherfucker, you want to grapple? We'll grapple. So, so props to him. This guy was good, man. This guy was good. He had me in trouble plenty of times. But I also rocked him too, so, I mean, like right there, I could have block countered through jab hook. So, some missed opportunities here, but like I said, I really thought about this when he started throwing that many overhands. And I wanted to make sure that I timed it right too, because if you mistime it, you know, you could, if you do it too soon or something, you know, they can catch you on vulnerability and just turn your lights out. Right here, he tries to go for the rear naked choke, but I'm wise to it. I have a video on that, so you guys can like know the animation. I did a whole thing on that. But right here, I also did a thing on this block. So watch his block and watch mine. This is how I know he's tired, or at least his stamina is down. I believe when your stamina gets halfway, the block animation, it changes. So see how my block, like my front hand's kind of on my head. Watch his block, like his two hands are up. Well, he just did the retreat, but watch when I if I do it, if I punch right there. See, it's just different. You might not be able to tell right there, but I will link the video. But I think the second block counter is coming up. Right. Nope. Right here. Boom. Block counter. And I believe this is the end of the fight. But yeah, I will link that block video. It's just another tell. It's a tell. They made it so you could tell when your opponent's tired, because a lot of people were saying, like, new players when the game kind of first came out, saying they couldn't tell when their opponent was tired or whatever. So when the block changes, that's when you know that their stamina is low. But yeah, these block counters, I suggest maybe add them to your game. And if you get a guy like this throwing a lot of overhands, like I wouldn't, it all depends. You gotta reach, every opponent is different. But if your opponent's throwing a lot of overhands like this guy, definitely start throwing out those block counters. If your opponent's doing like a lot of jab hooks, or you have a lot of hooks landing on the lead side of your block, try to block counter. Because most likely your opponent won't know what's going on, and they won't know to move their head. Because I don't think that these are even in the tutorials. I know like a few content creators did a video on this. I know Romero 17 has one. I'm not sure if Cryoxis has one, but Martial Mind, I believe, did one when they first came out for UFC 3. But anyway, guys, that is the video. I hope this helps you guys. Hope you add this to your game. It is a very cool technique. Adds it's just a really good counter. Adds more damage, and it can finish fights, as you guys see. But anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and if you don't do any of that, at least have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next one.